So yesterday again we had the nationwide protests, uprisings, rebellions, however you want to describe them, continuing to take place in the U.S. for the Black Lives Matter movement, especially on the heels of no charges being filed for the murderous cops that murdered Breonna Taylor in her own home. And this is in Seattle. A Seattle bike cop literally runs over an injured person in the road. Cop's gonna cop. I mean, shit just happens way too much. This was in Seattle last night. I mean, that's so, like, just a complete and utter disregard for human life that these cops so oftentimes show towards protesters, communities of color, homeless, unhoused folks, other vulnerable, marginalized, and oppressed groups. It's disgusting, and this is in so-called liberal Seattle. Democrats control the city council. We have a Democratic mayor. Voting more Democrats into office isn't the solution. Direct action, massive civil disobedience, that's the only way that we force change, and that's how the city council was able to override the mayor's veto for a very small percentage of the Seattle Police Department will now be defunded, and those funds will be going towards black and brown communities that have been disproportionately targeted by these same cops. And then, so this is from Martin Banks. To everyone saying, oh, he paid down, as he wrote up, no, here he is 5 minutes before when someone tried to render aid and the police screamed at them to get back while doing nothing to help. Push your false narrative somewhere else. There's a person right there. Right there. They're literally trying to help that person. The cop's like, no, fuck you. We're just gonna let them lie there in the ground. And so this cop is now on administrative leave. But just think about, there's two completely different sets of laws in the U.S. If you have one of those on, you wear a badge, you're more or less above the law. Had a civilian, somebody who's not, a police officer, rode over a cop with their bike, guaranteed they would have been shot, they would have been tased. They would have been locked up immediately. It's disgusting. And aren't these cops supposed to be held to a literal higher standard because they, have guns and the ability to take away people's freedoms? I mean, so the Seattle Police Department said the incident was under internal investigation, adding the information was referred to the King County Sheriff's Office for a potential criminal investigation. Yeah. Good luck with that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And again, this wasn't the only thing that happened last night. This is in Portland. Portland Police Bureau cop violently shoved someone to the ground from behind as they complied with officers' request to move back. Again, in the Democratic-controlled city of Portland. Go back. There we go. What a fucking asshole, dude. And I think they're wearing, that's like wearing a press jacket. Look at that. They were moving back. Defund and work towards abolishing. There's no reforming this racist white supremacist institution that is just acts as a form of social control. It's disgusting. Here's another one. Here's a different angle of it. Look at that shit, dude. They literally could have cracked up and he just walks away. He's moving back. Fucking piece of shit fucking cops, man. And you notice none of the other cops like came in and checked on him. They just walked away as well. It's disgusting. Look, more of the same officer 22 who shoves to the ground an unarmed protester complying with police commands decides to casually pepper spray different unarmed protester for sport. Taxpayer dollars hard at work. You fucking piece of shit, dude. Look, none of the other cops. And that one just fucking laughed. What if... God, these cops are just fucking power-hungry, just pieces of shit. Either, you know, maybe they come into the police force with some type of inclination of wanting to do good, whatever that means in the context of being a cop, and end up being corrupted, or they're just power-hungry pieces of shit who just want to kill, maim, and brutalize people. Somebody who literally has a cell phone and they're in fucking riot gear and they just get pepper sprayed. It's disgusting. Again, this was all from yesterday. What else do we have? I mean, for God's sakes, it's like, I don't know how anybody at this point would not be in support. And then it's like, maybe they're using tear gas in Atlanta. I mean, for God's sakes, it's just nuts. Again, taxpayer dollars hard at work during a pandemic. Can't get Medicare for all, can't get a Green New Deal, can't get UBI. But yeah, millions upon billions of dollars to brutalize peaceful protesters standing up for social and racial justice. It's America. Yeah, the same stuff in Portland. The nightly. I don't like to call cops pigs because pigs are really intelligent, kind, and amazing creatures. So I think that's, you know, a misplaced insult. So, tackled people. Where is this at? I wonder where that is. So again, this was last night in Portland and Seattle. Let's see, is there anything else in this thread? Atlanta, Georgia, what is this? Ah. Some type of tear gas or something, yeah. Yeah, and tear gas is illegal in war. These police departments are committing war crimes. How long is that one? It's disgusting. Again, happening all across the U.S. Kettling protesters in D.C. Leaked comma showing a local far-right group gleefully discussing how to kill protesters. Jesus Christ. Protests happening in Denver. Yep, and then this was from Georgia. State police gassing protesters outside the Capitol building.
We have you surrounded! We have you surrounded! We have you surrounded!
Huge crowd in New York. The massive amount of people. And then the cops working with these fucking militias just like they helped and supported Kyle Rittenhouse before he went on his murder spree. Let's see. Open fire medium protesters alike with rubber bullets and flashbang grenades. This is in Louisville again. Louisville, Kentucky is where Breonna Taylor was murdered by those cops. And just, of course, it's just a complete miscarriage of justice. Nothing happening to them for literally murdering her in her own home. And the only charges were for shooting into like the neighbor's wall or something. That's America with 3 Ks. Look at just like these fucking stormtroopers just going to terrorize the communities. These are the outside agitators. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. All right, well, you get the point. The shit's happening all across the U.S. and, you know, basically has been since the police were formed as, you know, slave patrols back in the day, and now they act as a form of social control to terrorize more or less these internal colonies that we have within the United States, black and brown communities, poor communities, other vulnerable, marginalized groups. It's what the cops are. They act as a form of social control, and they obviously don't prevent crime. And they're given this huge, massive amounts of resources while everything else is literally crumbling. Our infrastructure. We don't have universal health care, not even during a pandemic. We can't get a Green New Deal as the world is literally burning and on fire. But plenty of money in every state and every city to brutalize and oppress and arrest and kill and murder and maim people. It's disgusting. And obviously defund and work towards abolishing the police. Invest in programs of social uplift. That's its only solution.